Welcome to the Fishbowl with Jade. Thank you for being here. I don't take your presence lightly, truly, because time is something you can never get back. So the fact that you're choosing to sit with me for a moment means something. So go ahead, get comfortable, grab your drink, and make sure you've got your scuba gear because tonight we're going deep. Tonight's episode is called The Black Sheep Narrative. Now, before we get into this conversation, I want to say something clearly and respectfully. If you have experienced mental or physical abuse within your family, this is not directed at you. Your feelings are valid, your experiences are real, and you have every right to create distance, boundaries, and peace for yourself. But tonight, we're talking about something different. We're talking about the people who label themselves the black sheep without clear evidence that they've actually been treated that way. Let's talk about it because somewhere along the way, some people didn't get labeled the black sheep. They decided they were. And the question is, who told you that? Was it something someone actually said, or was it something you felt and then turned into identity? Because socially, the idea of being the black sheep has almost become a badge. It can mean I'm different, I don't fit in, they don't understand me, I move differently than my family. And sometimes that's true, but sometimes it's not rejection, it's difference without agreement. And psychologically, that matters. Not being aligned with your family doesn't automatically make you the outsider. It might just mean you've chosen a different path. But here's where it gets deeper. Sometimes people adopt the black sheep label because it gives them a sense of identity. It explains tension, distance, or conflict. Instead of saying, I don't agree with my family or I've made choices they don't support, it becomes, I'm the black sheep. And that shift matters because one is situational and the other becomes who you are. Now let's talk about family dynamics. Do families have favorites? Sometimes yes, but psychologically, it's not always as simple as one child being loved more. Sometimes it's about the child who is easiest to manage, the one who reflects the parent's values, the one who causes the least disruption, or the one who needs more attention at a certain time. And what happens is, perception steps in. One sibling sees attention and interprets it as favoritism. Another sees correction and interprets it as rejection. And over time, those interpretations become beliefs, and those beliefs become identities. I'm the overlooked one. I'm the problem child. I'm the black sheep. But here's the part people don't always want to sit with. Sometimes the person calling themselves the black sheep is the one who resists accountability. Sometimes it's not that they're misunderstood, it's that they don't want to be corrected. Because calling yourself the black sheep can protect you from having to ask, am I contributing to the disconnect? Now, don't get me wrong, there are families where roles are very real. The golden child, the scapegoat, the peacemaker, the invisible one. Those dynamics exist. But even within those roles, there's still room to question, is this how I'm being treated? Or is this how I've learned to see myself? Because psychologically, once you accept a label, you start living into it. You move differently. You interpret situations through that lens. You expect to be misunderstood, so you prepare for it, even when it's not happening. And now you're reinforcing something that may not have even been true to begin with. So let's bring it back to the core question. Who told you you were the black sheep? Was it a moment, a disagreement, a pattern, or a story you kept repeating until it became truth? And if no one clearly defined you that way, why did you accept it? Because labels can be limiting, but they can also be comfortable. They give us a role to play, but what happens when you outgrow that role and still carry the label? Now let's flip it for a second. Families aren't perfect. They misunderstand, they communicate poorly, they project, they compare, and sometimes they don't realize the impact of their actions. So this isn't about saying families always get it right. This is about asking, have you had the conversation? Have you expressed how you feel? Or did you assign yourself a position without ever challenging it? Because growth requires truth. And sometimes the truth is, you're not the black sheep. You're just different. And different doesn't mean disconnected. It doesn't mean rejected. It doesn't mean unloved. It just means you don't fit the mold. And maybe you were never supposed to. Jewels, we've sat in it. Now let's come back up to the surface. Take a moment, decompress, and really think about the roles you've accepted in your life and whether they were given to you or if you gave them to yourself. This is The Fishbowl with Jade, where we dive into the conversations we don't always say out loud. You can listen on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music. Just search Jade Mills. And until next time, stay classy, stay curious, and stay ever evolving.